This is my first walkthrough for HackTheBox. It's going to be on Netmon, which was an easy box. It's actually going uh, inactive as of 6/29/2019. This is a box that a lot of folks had success with. You can see there's 17,000 user owns and almost 10,000, actually over 10,000 root owns on this guy. So plenty of people had success with it. You'll see why once I get into it. It's pretty interesting. It was a pretty fun box. It was actually the first one I'd ever owned, so I really actually enjoyed it. This is my first walkthrough as well. Any feedback anybody wants to provide, please? Every attack on a box starts with an Nmap scan. You gotta investigate what's available to attack before you know where to attack it. So this command checks each port on the server, will tell me what's open. It gives me a little more information like what's running on it, which versions of Apache, for example, are running if it can figure it out, and then it outputs it to a file for me. I've already ran the command to save some time, so we'll just go ahead and take a look at the output of the text file here. The cat for this file is just a little noisy, so we'll go ahead and take a look at it while grepping specifically for open. So just so we can get an idea which ports are available here. So we can see right off the bat, port 21 FTP is open, HTTP port 80 is open. We got a whole host of other ports, all that indicate this is likely a Windows server. So plenty of attack services to go with. After having some initial trouble getting in, due to me typing things incorrectly, and I'm pretty sure at some point somebody rebooted the server, I am actually able to get in here using anonymous with no password. Alright, now that we're actually connected to the device via FTP, we'll take a look at the file structure. So I'll hop through user since that's where all our flags are. Take a look. There's two of them. It can't be this easy, right? No, access denied. Alright, still can't be this easy for the user flag, right? Oh, there it is. Go ahead and copy the file over to the local box, and then we'll take a look and grab our user flag. So that's it for user. So you can see why people were so successful, and the first person who got this got it in less than 2 minutes. So it's not too shocking. FTP in, head straight to the user folder, but yeah, 2 minutes and they were able to get in. So we check out port 80, and it's a PRTG network monitor server. So this is a network monitor application checking bandwidth. NetFlow data is what I've used it for in the past, but you can do SNMP monitoring devices. But this is the login page for that particular tool. So I started taking a look for vulnerabilities. I was eventually able to find one here where it discussed that there were user accounts and passwords that were saved in the PRTG configuration.dat file in plain text. Fortunately, the vendor documented pretty well where they actually store their data. So I was able to come to this KB article, look for the configuration.dat file. I figured out pretty quickly it's stored in the data directory, which is kind of ambiguous, but just another search down the page, and we actually figure out where that's at. All right, so data directory is program data, surrounded by 2 percentage signs. So when I open up that folder on my Windows computer here, you see it actually just opens up C:program data. So, all right. So a place to start out here for FTP. All right, get reconnected. So we couldn't see the program data file, but if we look with the Linux command, we can see because of the -al invisible files. So we'll hop in program data. Get the next file here, Chapasler. We'll hop in PRTG network monitor. Single quotes work? Nope. Okay, let's try with double quotes. Alright, cool. We're in there. Let's see what files we have. Excellent. So there's our PRTG configuration.dat files and .old files. Let's grab each of these. Just speeding it up while I run git commands to get these files. So right here, I'm just looking for the difference between the three files. I did a lot of hunting and finding myself here, but the primary difference is the plain text username with the user colon for PRTG admin exists in the old.back file. So you can see from the inside the actual FTP of the folder, it was February 25th when the .dat and .old files were created, and the file size is exactly the same, so they're likely just duplicates of one another. Whereas the old.back, it was done back in July of last year, so that's where we found that username. But you can see I found the user here in the old.back file, so we'll go ahead and hop out of the FTP, take a look further at that file. So I'm going to use Nano to look into it. Sorry for any VI purists out there. So search for user colon, and we can see we got PRTG admin. Password is essentially PRTG admin 2018. A couple caps, one special symbol. All right, so easy enough. PRTG admin. Let's copy and paste the password in. So no dice here. As I mentioned in the timestamps earlier, the new ones are done this year, February. So I just updated the password to 2019, and I'm in. So wasn't able to find anything obvious inside PRTG. I did look at some other ports, but never really found anything. I started looking for vulnerabilities with the PRTG application itself, and I ran into this guy. So an attacker with access to the administrator console can exploit injection vulnerability. And then down here under references, there's a packet storm security link. This guy actually kind of spells it out as clear as day for us. So we take a look here, and the first thing we see is it's a demo PowerShell notification script provided in versions of PRTG 18.2.39. So we want to take a look. What version are we on? It's definitely a much newer one available. However, we're still on 18.1. So probably good news for us. So the weakness is a PowerShell notification demo script that's built into PRTG. And we go through the setup, account settings, notifications. Okay, so inside here, we're going to want to click on the little plus or hover over it and then choose Add New Notification. I'll scroll down, find Execute Program. We'll select the PowerShell script from here. And the parameter here, this is where the injection is done from. You can see on here, he even provided a sample script for us to use. At least gives us a template for what we're going to create. So I'm going to run a different script to start with because I'm still looking for that root flag. You see just a text file named whatever, colon, and then the tree command, which will give me the file structure underneath the C users administrator. So I can hopefully find where that root.txt folder is. So click save. I updated the name of my notification to something specifically me so it wouldn't get in the way of anybody else. And we go hover over that same little icon, and then we choose the bell to test notification. This actually enables the script that we ran. So now we should have that tree output in a folder where we can now reach it. So we'll hop back to our public folder, Go ahead. Yep, it's there, so we go ahead and get it. Drop out of FTP. All right, let's go ahead and see what we got. Okay, so it's in the administrator on the desktop. Okay, so now we know what our final script needs to be. So we'll remove the tree output. Now what we're going to do is we're going to copy that root folder, or that root file rather, and stick it on the public desktop, which I can get to from the FTP. We're just copying it from a folder that I don't have access to into one that I do. So go ahead and save it, kick it off again. So we hop back in, FTP over, grab the file. Now let's take a look. And we've got our root flag. That's it. So it was a fun box. Was my first one. Hopefully I get better at these videos. But any feedback anybody has for me, I'd appreciate. Thanks, guys.